we greet our friends everywhere with Chapter 26 of Ninepence in Her Pocket, the story of Gladys Aylward. This is another in the series, Stories of Great Christians, and comes to you from the radio studios of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. The province of Shanxi had a quiet winter. Although Japanese armies occupied much of the countryside, still the heavy snows and mountain cold made fighting impossible. But with the spring, the Japanese began a determined offensive on the 5 main towns of the province. Zhejiao, where the Davis Mission Hall was located, Jingshui, Kaoping, Yangcheng, where Gladys Inn was located, and the city of Lingchuang, where Gladys was attending a small conference of Christian converts. It was while leaving Lingchuang that Gladys was witness to a terrible slaughter of refugees and Chinese soldiers. After helping to bury the dead, Gladys and her small party made their way again to hide in the mountains until the Japanese assault on the towns would be over. The carnage of Lingchuang has left them in a state of shock.
We've gone far enough. Up there is a cave that looks big enough. Timothy, leave the cart here and bring the blankets up.
My foot is bleeding.
You should have ridden in the cart. We'll bandage it when we get to the cave.
I am old woman. I cannot climb to that cave. I will stay here.
You can't. Look at the sky. It's going to rain.
I can walk no more.
It's up to you. Hurry, Timothy. It's going to rain any minute. Doctor, can you carry your children up to the cave? It will be faster.
I can carry 2. My wife will take the baby.
No one will help old woman. I am old woman.
I'll carry your little girl.
I'll help you up, Changmumai.
Oh, yes, you will. You will fall and take me with you. Why cannot Aylward help me?
Come along, everyone.
My children have never been in the mountains in a storm.
Here, little girl. We're going to a nice warm cave to stay out of the rain.
Shall I bring the pot, Aylward?
Yes, everything you can. Bring. This is home now. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place.
Aylward!
Timothy, is anything wrong?
No, but you have been gone from the cave so long. We were all worried about you.
Why, Timothy, you've told me many times you think I have magic powers to stay alive. Now, how can you worry about me when you believe that?
It was not I who was worried. It was the others.
Well, I'm quite all right.
You have been here all day reading your Bible?
Yes.
When will you ever finish that book?
Oh, never.
Never?
Reading God's Word is like talking to a friend, a teacher. Perhaps you have heard the conversation before, but each time you learn something new.
The view is beautiful here.
Oh, yes. I can see the valley. And over there, see? The village where we buy eggs.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the mountains are good friends. They've hidden us well for these 3 weeks.
But home is better, friend. When will we return to Zhejiao?
I suppose when the fighting is over.
That means when the Chinese army retreats.
Timothy.
Well, it is true. Always the Japanese kill much. And when most of the soldiers are dead, survivors flee.
You can't blame them for that. That's quite proper military strategy. And this time you might be surprised.
Why?
I think I have seen Chinese soldiers come and go in the valley.
No.
Yes. I suspect at least one of these besieged towns is holding out, perhaps more.
Ah, now our honorable army will show the Japanese China is for the Chinese.
Timothy, I don't know any more than you do. I'm supposing this may be the case. But this doesn't mean that we don't need to hide. The Japanese are still dragging people out of the mountains and forcing them to work or fight.
I'm going back to the cave to tell the others.
Timothy! Oh, it's no use. Be careful you don't run into any Japanese spies or scouts.
If I do, I will hike away from the cave.
Good. And if I go, I will come again, that where I am, you may be also. I am the vine. What do you want?
I am selling eggs.
In the mountains? Nonsense.
You are a foreigner.
Where are your eggs?
I have sold them all.
Who are you spying for?
I am humble peasant.
Is it the Japanese? The communist bandits?
A safe journey to your cave. I go now.
Oh, yes, you go now and tell whoever you are spying for we're all here. You found us in our cave. Tell them how clever you are and what a good Chinese. Oh, we have to pack up immediately. A day's journey, perhaps. We'll find another cave.
I don't want to move again, Aylward. Perhaps the man really was selling eggs.
Swalan, I'm not going to argue with you. We must go.
I am too old to travel again. We will be all right here.
I think to move is too hard on children. I have to feed my baby now. I cannot move.
Doctor, you understand that now that our cave is known, we must flee.
Yes, we will go.
But we can't wait.
Tell the baby.
Timothy, bring the blankets and pot. Doctor, will you put out our fire?
Yes.
Timothy and I will start west. We'll wait for you at the spring if you haven't caught up with us. I can't stand waiting in this cave. Come, Timothy. Swalan, you can come with the others.
Oh, all right.
Why did you leave them like that?
Oh, I thought perhaps if we started out, it might hurry them a little. You'd think that after what they've seen, they would be eager to leave.
I do not know whether I hope it was the communists or the Japanese who have found us. The communists shoot on sight, they say. Do the Japanese?
I don't know, but let's not talk about it.
Look. A line of horsemen coming up the trail from the valley.
Oh, run, Timothy. Go back to the cave and tell the others to flee straight up the mountain.
But what about you?
I don't know. Timothy, do as I tell you. Go! They'll never leave the mountain until they find me. Oh, Lord, be with me. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Through the valley of the shadow of death.
There she is!
If it's me you want, here I am! For thou art with me. Thou art with me. Oh.
Aylward.
Colonel Nan! Oh!
I thought you had been killed in the siege of Lingchuang. You were at the Bible conference there.
I'm so glad to see you.
I have been looking everywhere for you.
Oh, Colonel Nan, forgive me for embracing you. It was such a shock. I thought I was about to be killed.
You are most tactful. It was I who embraced you. Men, you may dismount and be at ease. Come Come, sit under this tree.
We were first out of the city before the Japanese planes came. Were those soldiers from your regiment?
Yes, yes.
Oh, Linan, I never thought to even ask.
My soldiers have been searching for you since it happened.
Why?
Because I care very much what happens to you.
You don't want to lose a good spy.
A good friend.
Well, I'm quite all right. In fact, I'm very happy to see you again. I've thought of you a great deal. The long talks we had in St. Charles.
And what did you think?
About what?
About me.
Well, I wondered if you were all right, or what you were doing. Of course.
Wade. I told you I care very much what happens to you. Would you mind if I told you I love you?
No.
I am a soldier. We are at war. I have nothing to offer you now. But when the war is over, I could offer you my life to share. It would mean a great deal to me if you could tell me you would be my wife.
Knowing you has brought great happiness to me, Lina.
You care for me?
I've been so long alone. I've had a full and wonderful life, but not an ordinary one for a woman. It's very difficult for me to speak, Lina. I think I do love you.
Oh, then I can fight 1,000 wars.
Oh, that won't do. Just fight this one and come out alive.
And so we conclude Chapter 26 of Ninepence in Her Pocket, the story of Gladys Aylward. This is another in the series, Stories of Great Christians, and comes to you from the radio studios of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.